Hey, how y'all doing? This is MagMongoSlade, and today we're going to talk about Paige. Two separate stories from Paige. Story number one will be that Paige has now been attacked by a stalker who appeared at her home. Luckily, her boyfriend was there to stop it. We'll talk about it. Second, another Paige story where she talks about domestic violence with Alberto Del Rio. But before we get to either one of those stories, please hit the like button for me. Please hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And if you are so inclined to send me $1, if everybody who listens to this video sends me $1, I will be very, very happy. So let's talk about first the most immediate story. That Paige was confronted with a stalker at her home when her boyfriend showed up. Well, her boyfriend was there, thankfully, to help her. So this is from November the 8th. This is via Fightful. Paige discusses a scary moment where her boyfriend, Roddy Radke, confronted a stalker at their home. Both Radke and Paige took to Twitter to describe the incident from their perspective, with Radke saying that he was able to handle the potential invader, who claimed that symbols led him to the couple. Roddy Radke tweeted, "A stalker had the audacity to come to my door, got his ass handed to him until police arrived, and saved the day. I will fucking kill you. Please don't make me kill you." Then there's pictures of the police with the guy, escorting the guy into a cop car. So then Paige tweeted, "Scariest thing ever. He told us symbols led him to us. But Ronnie got him in a hold until police got there. What the fuck is wrong with people? Thank God Ronnie is around to protect our house." As everyone knows, this is the second time that a WWE superstar has been targeted by a stalker this year in 2020. Earlier this year, Sonya Deville was her house was broken into by a stalker, and it was incredibly dangerous and scary and screwed up, and now it's happened again. Thankfully, Paige's boyfriend was there to take care of it, and it seems there's be more information coming out later, of course, about how he got her address and all this type of stuff. I don't want to speculate on how he got the address, but let's just say it might have something to do with one of the things she's been talking about lately. Let's just put it like that, because there have been ways of people finding out your address when you're online a lot. But the story I was going to do has been about Alberto Del Rio. So Paige started talking about Alberto Del Rio after the charges and everything related to Alberto Del Rio came out. This is PW Insider. They do a good job of going into criminal stories, getting more detail and different things like that. So I actually love PW Insider when it comes to criminal stories and things like that. They really don't skimp on on details. So this is from Mike Johnson. This is Alberto Del Rio threatens legal action against Paige after she levies abuse claims against him. Former WWE and Impact Wrestling champion Jose Alberto Rodriguez Chicuan, aka Alberto Del Rio, and Alberto Del Patron told TMZ.com that he is considering pursuing WWE star Paige for legal damages after she alleged abuse at his hands during a recent podcast appearance. Speaking with GAW TV, Paige stated that Del Rio abusing her during their relationship, with the abuse allegedly escalating from happening every few weeks to several times a day. Here's the quote: "It's like up to 6-7 hours a day. You're literally trapped in a certain room and getting your ass beat every couple of minutes. You know what I mean," said Paige during the discussion, which you can view below. I'm not going to play the video. Del Rio responded that he was the one abused and that he had evidence to prove it, commenting, "I would say, Raya, why? Why are you doing this, Raya? And I'm not calling you Paige because you were never Paige to me. You were Raya. Why would you hurt me in a moment like this?" Meanwhile, Chicuan is scheduled to stand trial and could be facing as much as life in prison if convicted on 1 count of aggravated kidnapping and 4 counts of sexual assault. Chicuan, 43, was arrested on May the 9th after a victim went to San Antonio, Texas authorities, stating that on Sunday, May the 3rd, at 10 p.m., Chicuan allegedly became angry with her and physically assaulted her after accusing her of infidelity. When the victim would not admit to the infidelity, Chicuan allegedly slapped her across the head several times. The victim also alleged that Chicuan forced her to wear a dress and dance for him, and that she refused, and he told her not to start crying because if she did, quote, he would take her son and drop him in the middle of the road somewhere. The rest affidavit stated that the woman alleged Chiquan had sexually assaulted her and that she had injuries documented via photographs. At the time, the Fox affiliate in San Antonio reported police said Rodriguez Chiquan then tied the woman's hands with boxing straps, put a sock in her mouth, and sexually assaulted her for several hours using various objects. According to the investigators, he also punched her in the back during the assault, causing visible injuries. The victim told detectives she does not remember much after he placed his hand around her throat. TMZ later reported additional details that brought the accusations into much more disturbing light, stating that the victim reported the attack stated around 10 p.m. on May the 3rd, and that it lasted for over 16 hours, ending on May the 4th at 2:30 p.m. The victim went to the police the same day with TMZ's report, noting that the responding officer saw bruises on her face, arms, legs, and neck. The victim alleged that Chiquan attempted to burn her passport and smashed her laptop, computer, and cell phone. TMZ reported that the victim, quote, also claims Del Rio attacked her, causing multiple injuries and left her feeling woozy and dizzy from the hits to her head. The victim told the police she was afraid and intended to leave San Antonio as soon as possible. In Texas, if convicted for aggravated kidnapping, is punishable. The first degree could result in prison sentence ranging from 5 to 99 years to life imprisonment, or up to a fine of $10,000. However, if the accused can prove they released the victim voluntarily, they can only be convicted of aggravated kidnapping in the second degree, which could result in a prison sentence ranging from 22 to 20 years and a fine up to $10,000. If Del Rio was indeed indicted, the minimum prison sentence for a sexual assault per count under Texas law would be 2 years with a maximum of up to 20 years. As a second-degree felony under Texas law, sexual assault can also lead to a fine of up to $10,000 in addition to incarceration. Then they go into Del Rio's history, and his trial is stated for January 25th, 2021. So this is a lot of crazy stuff going on here. Now, I'm going to say this about the Paige and Alberto Del Rio story. He has the right to defend himself, same as when people talk about Joey Ryan, when people talk about Velveteen Dream, people talk about anybody. I always land on the same side. You have the right to defend yourself. If somebody says you did something, you have a right to say that I didn't do it, and I will take you to court and force you to prove that I did it. I'm not one of those people who are going to be like, well, someone said it, therefore it's real. I'm also not a person who says, well, if this person said it and then this person said it, they both can't be lying, because they could be. More than one person can lie. And just because one situation actually happened doesn't mean that the other one did. So I'm in a situation here where I'm not on Alberto Del Rio's side because I don't know the guy. But I go straight off principle. He could not have done any of this stuff. They have to prove it in a court of law that he did it. They do have evidence that he abused this woman. There is apparently no evidence that he abused Paige. Now, when it comes to the Paige situation, there was a lot of talk around, when the domestic violence and stuff happened. Paige denied that it took place. I think I did this. Hold on. Let's take a trip down memory lane. Give me a minute. Hello. So yeah, this was from TMZ from July the 10th, 2017. TMZ Sports has obtained an audio recording of the alleged domestic dispute involving Alberto Del Rio and Paige, in which an emotional Paige screams out, "Stay out of my life, leave me the fuck alone." The person who recorded the audio, a huge wrestling fan, says she recognized the couple while they were out arguing Sunday in the middle of Orlando International Airport in Florida. The witness says she recorded the incident as evidence. You can hear Alberto and Paige yelling, clearly upset, and Alberto saying, "Call the cops, let's do it, get the cops." It sounds like he's talking to Paige, who yells back, "Just stay out of my life, leave me the fuck alone, I'm trying to get away from you." Moments later, Alberto says, "I'm pressing charges against you." Witnesses tell TMZ Sports it was clear Alberto and Paige were arguing with each other, and Paige stormed off at the end of the exchange. We're told a police officer responded to the scene and spoke with Alberto, though he was not arrested. The twist, Paige issued a statement on Twitter insisting both she and Alberto Del Rio called the police on a third party, a female fan, who claims threw a drink on Alberto when he refused to take a picture with her. We spoke with law enforcement, but they made no reference to a third party and told us they were investigating the matter as a domestic violence issue. So there's numerous situations here. There's numerous situations between Alberto Del Rio and Paige, and they've gone back and forth. So Bleacher Report says from August 22nd, 2017, Paige cleared of domestic violence in Alberto El Patron airport incident. The same incident I'm just talking about. Authorities in Florida won't charge WWE star Paige with domestic violence stemming from an incident with Alberto El Patron at Orlando International Airport in July, TMZ reported Tuesday. According to TMZ Sports, police in Orlando wanted to pursue a criminal case against Paige, but the state attorney in the Ninth Judicial Court dropped the case after El Patron said he didn't want to press charges. TMZ Sports obtained audio from the incident. On the tape, a person believed to be Paige said, "Stay out of my life," while a person believed to be El Patron told a witness that he had been a victim of an assault. Okay, so Paige issued a statement on Twitter on July the 12th in which she stated that she had thrown a drink on El Patron and that the two had gotten into an argument. So there is a lengthy statement that she put out in 2017. And I'm not going to read all of this. I'm not going to read it all. But Del Rio is claiming that she attacked him. And there seems to be more evidence that she attacked him than he attacked her. All right, so this is Paige's statement. "It was me who was being held for battery charges because I threw a drink on him. No, he never touched me. No, I never hit him with the glass 3 times like the internet and all their glory is making out. It's completely ridiculous how one story can spiral out of control. Oh, and guess what, internet? He smelt like beer because I threw a beer on him. Nothing more, nothing less. No one got arrested. There's no mugshots. There's no charges, nothing. The horrible, disgusting human being of the lady decided she wanted to make money out of our misfortune. I wish people would give us the privacy we deserve. I know we won't get it, but I wish that would happen." This is what Paige put on Twitter. So there's evidence that she at least was being aggressive against him on at least one occasion. Now, of course, this does not mean that he did not abuse her, but there's no evidence of his abuse. There's an admission that she at least instigated a fight between them on one occasion. So this is a very crazy situation. The Del Rio story is obviously ludicrous. It is absolutely scary what he is, been accused of with the other woman. That is something out of a nightmare. I really hope it didn't happen. Not because I'm a fan of Del Rio, because I don't want that to happen to anybody. I don't want anybody to be kidnapped and tied up and beat up and raped and all that type of stuff. Like, I wish those things don't happen 100% of the time. Okay? So part of the doubts isn't that, oh, this guy wouldn't do that. It would also be, I hope and pray nobody is getting tied up and beat on in that way. But Paige is living a very, very crazy story, crazy life. And it's not going to let up. Maybe they made that movie a little too early. Maybe they should have waited a couple years to make that movie. But those are the stories. I'm thankful that Paige is now happy and healthy. Also, she was I think she was just celebrating her sobriety. Because her and Del Rio were probably on a coke binge, beating on each other, which is probably my personal thing is what happened. They're probably both high on cocaine and fighting. But she's now clean and, she's doing well. She still has some other issues, but she's doing okay. And I'm glad that she's safe from the stalker and that situation did not go south. Hopefully that guy didn't have any help. Hopefully that guy didn't have any partners. Hopefully he didn't share how he found out their address with anybody else. And hopefully all of this stuff gets smoothed out clean. And let's just hope for the best. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like this video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so very much.